Hi there, welcome back to today's episode of my YouTube session. I have been away for a long time and now I am back to continue sharing my knowledge with you. Now, I took a trade on pound USD where I caught almost 1,000 pips in 2 months. And I have people asking me how I was able to take this trade, the kind of patience I involved, and I am here to tell you everything, share the secret of how I was able to take 1,000 pips in 2 months. Without wasting much time, let's dive right in. But before that, if you are not part of my Telegram channel, I'll leave the link in the description below. Join and learn more from my knowledge. Alright, so this is pound USD on a monthly time frame, and for me, before I take a trade, I check the structure and what the trend is telling me, because you know the popular saying, the trend is your friend. So this is a monthly time frame where we have a series of lower highs and lower lows. You can see that price is forming a series of lower highs and lower lows. I don't do much on the monthly time frame. I just wait and then see what the trend or the direction is telling me. Then I move to the lower time frame to continue with my analysis. Okay, so this is the weekly time frame, and you know, once you are in a downtrend, what do you look for? You look for selling opportunities. So any buy trade you are taking, it means you are taking a counter trade. So the first thing I did here was to draw my trend line. Draw the trend line so you can see what I mean. So when I draw my trend line, you can see that price is still moving in a downtrend. Now look at where our current price is. If I'm going to take any buy, then it means that I am taking a counter trend. Now I need to open my eyes and start looking for zones where there can be possible market turning point where I can enter myself. Now I've been able to spot a zone at the top here. Okay, so why? Because we have this huge institutional candlestick that was printed by the big banks and also left an imbalance behind. So it is possible and obvious that price will get there and there will be a reaction. Yeah, exactly like this. So now let's move to the daily time frame. On the daily time frame, you can see that we have a channel here. We have a channel here that was broken out, causing a break of structure, which is confirming what our downtrend. Don't forget, we also have the weekly zone that we are looking at, which I do on the weekly time frame. So this is the weekly zone where I am looking at what I am looking at selling. Now when you come down, you realize that we have another zone here. Now when you look at what is happening around the current price, we also have another zone here, which is an institutional reference point, which is also serving as our supply zone. Our supply zone, which means that price can get there and then there will be a reaction. So we have a supply zone which is the same as support and resistance, and anytime there is a zone, there is an institutional reference point closer to a support or a resistance point, the probability that that zone will hold is very high. That is why price got here and we had the rejection. We had a rejection and then a sell to the downside. Now because I am looking at a bigger zone, I do a trend line at the downside again to see the reaction. So now this is the trend line. We have the first touch here, we have the second touch here, and we have the third touch here. Now on the third touch, we have a double rejection telling us that there is no way price will continue selling from this point. And you can even see how the rejection has started. This is a double rejection. We had a higher low and then we are continuing the higher low upward. So you have a series of what higher highs and higher lows to the upside to our major zone where we are looking to sell. And other traders can also start buying from here to the zone. So when you buy from here, then it means that you are going to take your profit at where our POI is. Let's play and see the reaction of price to our major zone where we are looking to sell. So patiently wait for price to get to your major zone, then we start looking for our entry. Don't forget, this is a daily time frame, not a 4-hour time frame. I'll now move to either 4-hour or 1-hour time frame to look for an entry. So this comes with a lot of patience, and once you are able to have that patience, you can also make a lot of money. Now our zone has been triggered. We have price right there in our zone. You can see that price is now in our zone. Now let's move to 4-hour time frame and look for an entry. All right guys, now this is us on the 4-hour time frame. This is where we are going to look for our entry point. So like I said, you can take your entry on the 4-hour or on the 1-hour time frame. But before we talk about the entry, hit the thumbs up button and also hit on the subscribe button for more content like this. This is the 4-hour time frame, and for me, even though price is in our POI, I am not going to enter aggressively. There's a price action I look for around zones before I take my entry. Before that, you can see that even when price entered into our POI, we still had the bulls in action. You can still see all the strong candlestick, the momentum candlestick, still telling us that the bulls are still in action. So I am not going to take any trade. I will have to wait and see the sellers coming in before I take my action, depending on the price action that is formed around that area. So now you can see that we are beginning to have a kind of rejection around this area. Even that, I am still not convinced. I still have to wait and see the power of the sellers before I take a decision. Now let's play and see the reaction of price in that area. As you can see, sellers are now coming into the market, and yes, still I am not going to take any trade until I see a strong rejection that is telling us that yes, sellers are in the market. So at this point, I'll draw another resistance zone over here. If I go to a lower time frame, realize that this is a very strong resistance zone where price is rejecting. So this has now become my new high. Now what will happen is that if price comes back as a retest to that same zone, which is serving as my resistance, then I can fully take my entry. But if price gets there and breaks out, then it means that that resistance zone has become invalidated. So this is how I am going to take my entry. Once price gets to that resistance zone and I see a reversal candlestick in that zone, then I can fully take my entry. So let's play and see what will happen at that point. So even though we have sellers coming in, you still have to wait for a retest. So this is where we are patiently waiting for our retest. Now aggressive traders can enter aggressively. For me, no, I'm not going to enter aggressively. I'll enter conservative. So I'm waiting to see the reaction of price around that area. Now you can see that price came back into that same resistance zone. So you can see that price has formed a new higher low. So this is where I'm going to take my entry, and with this entry we still have it on a psychological level. So this is my psychological level. Now I have like 2 confluences or 3 confluences around this area already. This is my psychological level. So for now I can fully take my entry at this point. So my psychological level is 1.31200. All right, so you can see the rejection from the resistance point, we also have our psychological level, and we even have another pattern here, which is an M pattern. So let me draw the M pattern for you to see. You can see we have a very nice M pattern here. So we are looking at forming the next leg. Now, once I have seen this rejection from this side, I'll take my entry when the second candle opens. So once this one is closed, then I'll take my second entry when the next candle is open. So let's play and see the reaction of price after the closure of this candle. Correct. So as you can see, the bulls have started coming into the market. Now, where will I take my take profit and stop loss? So my stop loss will be at the beginning of this week, and since I spotted a zone on the weekly time frame and I'm going to take a long ride on this particular pair, I'll go back to the weekly time frame and look for my take profit. Like I said, this comes with a lot of patience. You need patience. I know what I wanted, I know what I'm going in for, so I have to patiently wait for all my take profit to get triggered. So on the weekly time frame, my first take profit will be at this zone because this is a possible demand zone, and then my second take profit will also be here since this is also a possible demand zone. And like you know, the trend is already a downtrend, so we are looking at a long time fall of pound USD. So as you can see, that is where I'll take my first take profit and my second take profit. Now let's look at the risk to reward ratio. So our risk to reward ratio is 1:31. Guys, this is a lot of money, and you need patience. You need a lot of patience to make more money in this market. So let's play and see the reaction of price on pound USD. Like I said, I held this stretch for 2 months plus 2 months, and I just set and forget. All I do is come back and see where price is getting to, because I already have my stop loss set and my take profit also set. So that was what I did on pound USD, and this was a long ride for me. I really enjoyed it. Trading is all about patience. You look for your edge, you found your entry, then you execute. It's simple like that. So let's see the continuation. As you can see, price was still there is no way price was going up. It was just retesting. You can see my trend line retested and it's still jumping again. That should tell you that the continuation of the downtrend is really in play. But at the end of the day, what do you need? You need patience. Let's see the reaction of price. You can see price is still moving nicely. So we need to wait patiently for our take profit. And as you can see, I told you that the trend itself is a downtrend, so price is just forming a series of lower lows and lower highs. As at now, we've not had any higher low to tell us that price is changing its direction. We are still moving downwards, so we patiently wait for our take profit. Like I said, I am looking at a long ride on this pair. I'm not taking any short take profit. That is why I look for the zone on the weekly time frame, so I know where my take profit is. And you can see price is moving nicely and directly to where my take profit is. Patience. Trading is all about patience. You need patience. You're able to find your edge, you're able to find your entry, you're able to execute, you wait. And allow price or allow the market to do what it wants. So you can see that our first take profit has been triggered. So actually, if I were to give this out, as I said, people can take their first take profit here, and the second take profit is also triggered. So guys, this is how I caught 1,000 pips on pounds USD, holding this trade for plus 2 months. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up, subscribe, and also leave a comment below if you want to see more of this content. And also you can leave the topics you want me to treat in my YouTube videos or content. Thank you once again, and peace out.